What's up, guys? Salome here, SurfTrainingFactory.
And Luke is up and running again. And today we're starting late. Late? What do you mean late? We're supposed to be doing this on Tuesdays. But we purchased some land that we needed to take care of yesterday, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it, so we had to go.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was like an hour drive, so an hour drive back, and it was just
time consuming, walking and all the stuff. Yeah. So we're excited for that because we're going to be adding some fitness things into the land where most people are not used to having any fitness equipment and stuff like that. But it's all going to be like outdoor fitness with sand pits and all that stuff, just because we love all that and we can stay away from people sometimes.
Yeah, and it's going to take a little bit for us to build everything because it has nothing.
No, nothing. Just land and beautiful oak trees and other trees, plenty of shaded spots. But maybe you'll get an invite to come and do a fitness workout with us there when it's ready, right?
Yeah.
So today, episode
23.
And we're talking about surfboard racks, right?
Yes, for your house, not the ones for the car, the ones for your house. So like, you know, for easy storage so that you can use your board more often and it's not just laying around.
Or in a storage unit or something like that.
Yeah,
right.
Or like people are stepping on it, or dogs or cats are stepping on it, and there's things and there's scratches. So.
And you can organize everything the way you want them. And there's a couple different types that you can do. We personally have a certain one that we'll be talking about. But the first one is going to be the vertical storage type.
Yeah, and which is exactly what we have. We made it homemade, but you could buy some on Amazon. If you go to our recommended gear page, we have some listed on there that you guys can go and purchase for, I think it's like $50. So
it's super easy.
Yeah, it's super easy. You can make it yourself. We did it with PVC pipe and wood, but what it really is that you could store all your boards vertically so that you can take it out up and like in and out, up and down.
In and out. Yeah, we have about, I think, like 8 boards in the ones that we have.
Yeah.
Just for the space that we have in the garage, that's where we have our boards, and they're standing upright. It's easy to pull out. Again, like you said, you can buy it on Amazon, and the recommended page, you can check it out. And we built it ourselves. It was just a 2x4 piece of wood, maybe 6 feet long, 8 feet long,
like
tops.
Yeah.
And what we did was we made a hole. I'm sorry, we actually didn't even make the hole.
No, we didn't make the hole.
No, we didn't make the hole. We
just put a PVC pipe.
Yeah, I think your mom was your mom the one that has a hole? Yeah. So there's 2 ways you can do this, right? So let's go with the vertical one if you're building it at home, right?
Okay, so you got a 2x4 piece of wood.
Yep.
First one is you can make holes in the middle, so where the PVC pipes are going to go in.
So you're going to need like, I believe it's a router. So you can make, you can make like perfect holes. And then this would be about a quarter size hole, right? It all depends on how wide your PVC pipe is going to be. So you need to know that before you just create a hole and then your PVC pipe is way wider than the hole.
Or smaller.
Or smaller, and then it's just going to be dangling there, not working out. So that is the first option, right?
Yeah, and then our option, we just put clamps on top of the 2x4 and...
So because
exactly.
So so the first one, you make the hole, you put PVC pipe, ta-da, it's done. Some people glue the inside, that way you can keep it stuck forever, you know,
that's a good idea.
Or the second one, which is what we did because we didn't have the router and it worked out perfectly fine, is exactly that. We put the PVC pipe on top of the 2x4 and then grab that C-clamp, which was a metal clamp, and all the stuff you get at Home Depot for super cheap. It's just...
Oh my God, it probably cost us like $10.
Something ridiculously cheap like that. Yeah, and then you just drill 2 screws into where that little metal C-clamp is, and ta-da!
Done. But it's not the nicest ever. So the ones on Amazon are a lot nicer.
100%. So if you're trying to build like... eventually when she wants to have...
Inside the house.
Yes! If you're making it inside the house where people are coming in and they're looking at it and they're, it's part of your decor, then you definitely want to go with the ones that we have recommended throughout our recommended pages, because they're definitely going to look nicer. They're going to fit into, maybe it's for your surf shop. But if you have something in the garage like we do,
it's not that big of a deal.
No, there's not. You actually have one in your room.
Well, yeah, but that's a hanging one.
That's a hanging one, and that's nice.
Yeah.
That looks really nice, and it's part of her decoration in her room, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so this one is
it's
a vertical
super
one.
easy, but you just need to remember to have like some kind of space next to it so that you can pull out the boards. Compared to what we'll talk about soon, the horizontal is you need height space.
Right. So just think about the vertical. What we mean by vertical is your board is vertical.
It's standing.
Right. So that's like kind of like the vertical snap, right? The 12 o'clock. Your board is at standing up 12 o'clock. Boom. Just sitting up there.
Yeah, but it's not falling down. It's hanging into the PVC pipe.
And it's leaning. Some people, and it is up to you, if you have a lot of boards and you're pulling them out and you don't want to fall, some people actually will make an extra little hole on the end of the PVC and they'll run a little rope with a little hook.
Yeah, like a bungee cord.
Like a bungee cord type to the other one, and that way the boards won't fall off if you're pulling it up. We don't have that because ours just leans slightly at an angle towards the wood and the wall.
And it works fine.
And it works fine because we have 2 boards per PVC.
Yeah, so depending on how wide your boards are, obviously, and if you're putting fins or not, then you could put 2 per space or 3, but it's made for 1, technically. It's just...
Yeah, well, we have enough space for definitely 2, but...
And I think it's really cool because you could use it for longboard and shortboard, and it doesn't matter the size of it.
No, it doesn't, and the only problem we found with the vertical one for the longboard is that the ceiling in our garage is not high enough to put a 9-foot surfboard or bigger.
But that's our ceiling. Other people's ceilings are probably
they might be higher. Yeah, definitely might be higher. So another thing that we would recommend, and we have too, is we have a little carpet under.
Yes, you need that. No, that's not recommend. That's you need it.
Well, you need it just because that way you're not dragging and scratching and dinging the tail of your board.
And it's not resting on concrete, it's resting on the carpet.
So
we learned the hard way, but we did it and we got it.
We do, and we do have a carpet that's just a standard like beachy looking carpet, but still if I could go back, I would probably pick something that's more like waterproof, maybe like a rubber type of flooring. So it's easier to clean, and now that water doesn't get absorbed into that carpet, and with a long time, I'm talking about a long time, it eventually smell like wet rats.
Good thing it's in the garage.
Yes, or a wet dog. If you guys have like a Labrador that ran around all day in the sun and they're wet and they will smell funky.
Yeah, no thanks.
Right.
So anyways, it looks very nice and it looks very organized. So your boards are not just all over the place. It's in one spot. Everybody knows it's there. You can put your fins next to it. It's just nicer.
Yeah, your fins can stay on the board. You don't have to keep taking the fins on and off.
No. Now for the other part is a horizontal rack, which is like...
That's our second one. Yeah.
Horizontal. It's kind of like a shelf.
Yeah, kind of like you go to the supermarket and everything is horizontal on a shelf, stacked up on each other.
Yeah, and you've probably seen them in movies and shops because they are in there a lot of the times.
Yeah.
They're very nice for decorations. Like we have a friend that has it in his living room.
Yes,
and it's very pretty. It's just...
And he has his longboard on top of that one too. So it fits his like 9'6".
Right, so you just have to remember with that one that the racks have to be as wide as the board that you're going to put on there. So if it's like, I don't know, a 20-inch width board and then you're putting a 16-inch width board, then it works. But if you're putting in like 22 or 23 width, then it's not going to work as good and it might not hold it up. So you kind of have to watch out with that. With the vertical, it really doesn't matter because it's just standing. Mm-hmm. But with the horizontal, you have to make sure that the width kind of works.
Of the wood you're talking about, that sticks
Of the wood,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, because remember, it's going to be resting like a platter. It's going to be resting on top of it. So you want that wood to be popping out far enough to hold the board. So when you put the board is just...
Does it just collapse?
Just collapse down because it's going to be too top heavy on the side.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very, very important that you understand that.
Yes, and you also have to make sure that it's high enough because if you're putting it in the bedroom or behind a sofa and there's a fin on there,
again.
Yeah, you might actually
Yeah.
get a hole in your head.
Might get a hole in your head. If you have kids and the kids are running around, little decapitation might happen. Not cool to have kids without heads. It's not cool at all.
Oh my God.
So extreme.
Why is he so extreme,
Because
guys?
fins hurt, man. Fins
They hurt.
And if you're not taking that into consideration, you're gonna pay for it. You know, either the fin's gonna break or somebody's head's gonna break or shoulder, depending on how high it is. So be mindful where you're doing it.
And be mindful of how many boards you're putting on there and how much height you're leaving between boards too. Like if you're trying to put 6 boards, honestly, the vertical is the best for you. If it's just like 2 or 3 and you don't use them very often, then the horizontal works fine. But I've found that the horizontal racks is for those people that don't surf as often, and the vertical is just more practical.
Yes, 100%. Now, recommended pages has both of them, right?
Yep.
But the vertical can also be built out, homemade.
Yeah.
Same exact materials that you would use for the vertical one that we talked about. 2x4 PVC pipe. And now this one I would recommend more of the, again, let me talk about the router. You're trying to make a hole, a perfect hole about the size of a quarter or whatever width it is for your, for the PVC pipe. And you would cut it at an angle, right? Because you don't want the PVC pipe to be straight where the boards can eventually slip. So the end of the PVC pipe would be sticking up at an angle, almost like a V shape between the wall and that one PVC pipe. So the PVC pipe would be angled up 45 degrees.
I don't know if I would use PVC pipes for horizontal though. It might not hold up.
It might not hold up, but can you do that? How would you do that option then? You would, same thing, you go to Home Depot and you would take a broomstick. And you would take that broomstick and you would cut it in certain pieces, lengths, depending on how wide your board is. If it's a short board, it doesn't have to be that long. If it's a long board, you probably want it to be longer, and it'd be the same thing.
Yeah.
2x4 PVC pipe, make that quarter size hole or whatever hole size it is, and you can use that PVC pipe, or like she said, which is way smarter, it would be a piece of wood like the broomstick.
Yeah, I think it would
Homemade.
be.
That's homemade life.
Yeah, but I think for the horizontal, most people that have the horizontal, it's because they're putting it in a living room or something. So just get the nice ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go
just
with
because
that.
they're nicer, but make sure that you check that height because it will hit somebody for sure. And make sure you put the heaviest board at the bottom and the lightest on top, and make sure that you don't put it too high because then you're gonna need a step to go get it.
Correct. So what one of our friends has is as soon as he sits down, the board is like right here because. But I'm gonna slam my head on it. That's kind of impossible because when we sit up,
you go forward.
We lean forward, right? You don't stand up like this. That would be weird.
Right, unless you're jumping up and down the couch, then.
And again, do you have kids running up and down and doing all these things? All things to take into consideration, but hopefully you have enough common sense to do that, right?
Definitely. So we definitely recommend the vertical wall rack more than the horizontal, just because it's more practical.
Yeah.
That's all that it is, really. And you can fit more boards, really, because you can fit 2 or 3 per
Correct. And interior, horizontal, interior mean inside your house. Or horizontal, and
if
then
you're
in the garage
space and stuff.
Yeah, in the garage I would go with the vertical, and it works perfectly. You just throw your stuff in there and it works out beautifully, right?
Yeah. 100%. So we just wanted to jump on here, and you just have to make sure that you figure out what is the goal of the racks before you put them up. Is it for storage? Is it for decoration? Is it for, I don't know, putting it down
for ease?
Somewhere?
Yeah, more practical to store your board because you live in Florida and summer is the flattest as it can be. And you're not going to use that board forever unless you go on a surf trip.
Right.
You really take that all into consideration. But also, if you guys made some homemade awesome ones, apart from the stuff in our recommended gears page, please
put it in the comments below or send it to us in pictures. We'd love to see how you made it.
Yes.
Actually, we have another friend of ours that has She has a bunch of boards horizontally too, but it's kind of like in the space that nobody uses.
Yeah, inside the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please send us those because I'm sure there's some cool ideas that. Actually, I just thought about like bamboo. I'm sure somebody's got like a bamboo surf rack. That
I'm gonna look it up.
Right, that would be really awesome to have. So let us know. Tag us on it if you have it in your Facebook. Just tag Surf Training Factory. We'll see it, or Salome and Lucas. We'd love to see that. And guys, also don't forget to share this podcast, these videos.
Like
you know, for some of you guys, spam that like button. Yeah. For some of you guys that don't know, we shoot a live video on Facebook as we're doing the podcast.
Yes.
And we have the video that's uploaded to YouTube. So we really are maximizing as much content as possible. So we're all over the place for you guys because
you can find us anywhere.
Not everybody's on the Podbeans. Not everybody's on iTunes. And you can just find us everywhere. So
that's the goal.
That is the goal. Please comment, like, share. Thank you guys for being a part of this. We're just here to help and share our side of the story, our side of our journey.
And our opinion.
And our opinion. Everything's opinion based and everybody is different and has their own opinion. Please share with us what you think. And guys, we'll see you
next
in the
week.
next video.
Ooh, it worked!
Finally.